saying anything.
Nope.
I am so tired of you acting like you speak for the people of the state of Indiana or the city of Indianapolis. You do not speak for me or anyone I know. Now listen, you two jerks. Jerks on the right.
She's back, you guys. She is back.
Sort of.
She's sort of back. She is kind of back. I'm still kind of driving the show because
kind of. You are driving this show, and I am utterly unprepared.
You guys, look, it's Mock. Look at her. It's not her house. Okay.
This is not my house.
It would be beautiful if it was. It's a beautiful clubhouse. Look at it in the background. It's really nice.
This is the clubhouse.
You have no idea how excited I am to have Mock back. I've already screwed up all the ads today. I've done everything wrong. You guys, I have a pie hangover. All right. I've eaten so much pie in the past 5 days. It's like obscene how much pie I've eaten. Anyways, Mock is back. We're going to talk about that. Kash Patel gets tapped for FBI director and the Libs are losing it. And I am here for it. DOGE is ready to cut. And we've got your daily dollop of liberal lunacy. Very excited about that, all that, and so much more. You guys, Mock is back. So excited. Please check out all of our socials. Click subscribe to this podcast if you haven't done that already. chicksontheright.com/links. Also, I need to mention HealthyCell. Do we have the little? Oh, thank you, Valen. Valen's running the board in the background. Hey, everybody say hi to Valen. I'm not supposed to do that. I was told not to do that, but hi, Valen. Thank you. You guys, everybody needs to calm down. Me especially. Okay. You can do that with Calm Mood from HealthyCell. You can go to healthycell.com/chicks. Use promo code chicks for 20% off. This stuff absorbs so much more. In fact, I gave the immune boost to my older kids when they were here over the break because they were all starting to kind of get a little bit sick. They loved it. They're like, oh my God, this stuff rocks. I was like, yeah, right? It's the best. But the Calm Mood is amazing.
Did you tell them you should watch our show?
Yeah. They're like, we live in California. We can't watch it live, but but later on you should totally watch our show and use this and use the Calm Mood. healthycell.com/chicks. Do it. 20% off, you guys. All right. We need a recap of your move. How was it? Was it great? Was it great?
You
guys, I already know the answer.
It has been the worst week of all time. So you can probably hear that I'm still sick a little bit. I was just the sickest, like sick as a dog, the entire move, which was awful. And also my knee, which most of you know about because so many of you have sent me nice messages about getting a knee replacement, which I fully intend to do. But my knee has been awful. Like I cannot even walk like a normal person. And so that's obviously put like a huge slowdown on everything that I want to do to get the house ready. And we don't have internet. And so normally I would be prepared for the show and I would have been scouring, I would have been watching TV and I would have been like looking at news stuff. And all I've had is my phone. And that is just not conducive to prepping a show and putting together a show. That's why Daisy is continuing to drive as she did with Chad, who was so nice to fill in for me. But the house is great. I think like right now it's just a mess. It looks like bombs exploded everywhere and there's just boxes and it's awful and it doesn't feel like home yet. And it's just been really frustrating, really frustrating to be sick and to not be able to walk and move and do the things that I want to do to get my house in order. And I would love to show you guys. I would love to have pictures. I don't have anything ready for anybody because it's just been not fun at all. At all.
So there you go.
But look, that's how it's been.
But look at the weather there, you guys. Look how gorgeous it is. I mean, that's the thing. I keep trying to remind her. I'm like, but look where you are. You know what I mean?
It's beautiful. I mean, that's the thing. It's like when we wake up in the morning and look out our bedroom window, the view is so stupidly perfect. Like I just can't even believe it's real. Right. And then I think, all right, it's gonna be great at some point. I wish I could fast forward to that point because right now it's not great.
You'll get there. You will get there totally because it's gorgeous every time. Like we were online yesterday and she was like, look at this view. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Come on. Like,
Yeah,
you're
right
living
now,
in paradise.
because I have no internet at home, which is a whole other story. Don't even get me started. I'm in the neighborhood clubhouse. I've been allowed to come in from 7:30 to 10:30 for the next few mornings. Hopefully, I'll only need it today, and everything will be back to normal. We're supposed to get internet today, and then the shows will be normal. I'll be at home. You'll at least get to see my office, right? But right now, everything is just a mess, and nothing is normal, and I'm sorry.
But she's back, you guys. She's back. She's back, which is fantastic. Okay. Big news story of the day is that Joe pardoned Hunter. There was a big old statement. Like, I have a big old statement in front of me. I could read it to you. Like, there it is. I mean, it's a bunch of bullcrap, you guys, because there's this one paragraph. He said, no reasonable person who looks at the facts of Hunter's cases can reach any other conclusion than Hunter was singled out only because he is my son. And that is wrong. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Did you know that it's not just like a pardon for the gun charge or whatever? It's a blanket pardon that lasts from 2014 through December 1st of 2024. So like it literally covers his entire vice presidency. It covers anything that Hunter did since he was hired on the board of Burisma. So it's a total big fat pile of stinking bullcrap is what it is.
It is.
Oh my God.
And it just shows that they lie. They all lie. We have a clip that shows that.
Pardon or community sentence for his son, Hunter. I just want to make sure that is not going to change over the next 6 months. The president's saying he will not.
It's still a no. It's still a no.
It will always be a no.
It's still a no. It will be a no. It is a no. And I don't have anything else to add. Will he pardon his son? No.
Lies. All lies. Lies. I'm totally gonna miss her. Are you gonna miss her?
Well, I'm curious about whether they'll have a presser today, because I would love for her to address this today. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It was funny. I saw Eric Holder on Twitter complaining about how Kash Patel I know we're going to get to Kash, but he was he was saying how he was justifying essentially how, of course, Biden's going to pardon his son because these were BS charges. And the worst thing right now is that Kash Patel is being named the head of the FBI. And I wrote back to Eric Holder and I said, did you type this fast and furiously? And I thought, kill me, right?
I know,
kill
right?
me.
It's like, I even feel like crap, and I did that. That was great. That was really good. Okay, so a lot more stuff happened over the weekend since we spoke last. Mark Zuckerberg went to meet Trump. I thought that was very interesting. Yep, he went to. I was so pissed about this, you guys. I know that.
What's the stated reason? Like, what's the?
He just wants to be part of the new regime and to like help out in any way that he can. And I'm just like, I can't with this guy. You guys, he was so integral in suppressing conservatives over the past several years. We were part of that. Like, he was.
Oh my God.
And so now all of a sudden he's like, I think I want to help. I mean, I know that you're supposed to be like Christian and forgiving of people and you're supposed to extend grace. I have no grace for this guy. He's an alien. He's an alien from Gleeborg 9. I don't. And didn't he feed a goat to what's his name?
I never remember if he was fed the goat or if he fed the goat.
I think he fed the goat. I think he had a goat. Yeah, he had a goat in his backyard and fed a goat. There's like this famous story of him feeding a goat to Jack Dorsey.
Did Jack like it? Or was it like, did he know?
I think Jack was like, what do you do? Like, when Jack thinks you're a freak, when the freaky Jack thinks you're a freak, then you're probably a freak. Yeah, so that happened. I don't like this. I know that people probably think it's neat that he's trying to make amends and trying to be part. I just don't trust him. I don't.
Did Trump say anything about it after the meeting? Like, did he say?
I haven't seen it. Okay. I haven't seen anything. But you know how Trump is. Trump's like, if people are willing to come in and work with me, I'm going to work with them. You know? He's that kind of a guy, which I think is great. But at the same time, it's Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Kim. Pete Hegseth was targeted by a lunatic leftist last week who, I guess, like, there was a pipe bomb threat on his home. I thought that was awful. It's terrible. There was there we go. Yeah. He said, this morning, a police officer arrived at our home where our 7 children were still sleeping. The officer notified my wife and I that they had received a credible pipe bomb threat targeting me and my family. We are all safe and the threat has been cleared. We want to thank law enforcement for their professionalism and bravery. I will not be bullied or intimidated. Never. President Trump has called on me to serve, and that is what I intend to do. So
Wow. Why are people so psycho? Can
No.
everyone just like, who are the people that are compelled by a cabinet pick to be like, oh, I'm going to threaten the lives of that cabinet pick and their family?
I guess the same people that think that all these people are threats to democracy.
Oh my God.
Right. Those are the same people. And then you actually pointed out to me yesterday, we probably should discuss the fact that Pete Hegseth's mom wrote a letter to him back in 2018, and the New York Times published it.
And how they got it is super sketch. I don't know. This was a letter that his mom wrote to him in the midst of his divorce from his second wife. And listen, Pete's not been the greatest husband, clearly, because he cheated on both of his first and second wives and then married those women.
Get to the third.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
And so in the midst of his second divorce, his mom wrote him a letter, and it was a loving letter. It was the kind of letter I would write as a mom to a son who mistreated women, who I was very disappointed in, right?
Yeah.
It hurt her to write the things that she wrote, but it was so deeply personal and private. And the fact that the New York Times published it was so gross.
It is gross.
Because now his mom is saying, we have long been past that. I regret writing it. I've apologized. We're good now. What a shitty thing for the New York Times to do. They are just a disgusting rag.
Yeah, they are. They're really gross. They were like what the Enquirer used to be. Remember?
Yeah. I mean, it's just awful. Absolutely awful.
Yeah, they're gross. So that happened. If you want to read the letter, you can read it. But I didn't even want to read it.
Yeah, it just makes me feel icky.
Yeah, I felt gross reading it. So I'm like, I don't care. I just want him to do the job and do it well. I don't care about any of that stuff. So
exactly.
Whatever. New York Times can suck it. Trump will hit BRICS countries with 100% tariff if they replace the US dollar. That's happening. We have a clip.
Somebody had to do it. So I'm taking on China. I'm taking on China on trade. And you know what? We're winning.
There you go. He's going to do it, you guys. He's the chosen one. He's going to do it. Yeah. So anyways, how do you feel about that? You think that's
this is the stuff that we missed, right? From the last administration is there was never anyone who was like fighting for America first. Biden he certainly never did it. He just let the entire rest of the world walk all over us. Right. And now Trump is back saying the things oh no, there's not going to be another currency. And if you try, just what did he say last time that I was on the show? Watch or something about your britches.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah, there was all this. In fact, there's a short from us talking about him.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Something about. I hear you. I know. You're talking
that's
about
what I want out of our president is for them to always
balls.
Balls,
and
to always
right,
putting us ahead of everybody else and fighting for us as a country.
Because we are basically his family. We're like an extension of his family. And I love that about him. It's like, you're not going to mess with my family. That's what America is to him. And I dig that. When it comes to Christmas, you guys, the Bidens, they cut down the only tree that survived a disaster. And this is weird.
Beautiful Fraser fir was grown at the Cartner's Christmas tree farm, where the Cartner family has been growing trees for more than 60 years. And their farm is nestled in the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina, a region that was recently devastated by Hurricane Helene. The Cartner family lost thousands of trees in the storm, but this one remained standing, and they named it Tremendous for the extraordinary hope that it represents. It's an honor to be here today with Congresswoman Virginia Foxx, as well as members of the North Carolina National Guard and their families.
I can't. So it remains standing. So naturally, we cut it down.
Okay, I mean, to be fair, the Christmas tree people we're very, very excited, very proud that one of their trees was selected for the White House, and it's like been their lifelong dream, blah, blah, blah.
I mean,
we do have to put that caveat out there, but it is ridiculous for her to say this was the only one that remained standing. So we chopped it right down.
I mean, the symbolism of that is staggering. It's like, here it is. It's the only thing standing. So we're going to kill it.
Down you go.
We're the Bidens. We're here to destroy it. Hello. This is what we do. So terrible. Yeah.
Sorry about my cough, you guys.
Mock has bronchitis, you guys. Okay. You guys, Birch Gold. We got to talk about Birch Gold for a second. You may think things are fine, but we have a $36 trillion national debt. Listen, I mean, even the best efforts cannot prevent a financial meltdown if we're not careful. So they say it's like a field mouse trying to stop a freight train, and that is so accurate. So we cannot afford to pay the interest on that, let alone the principal. So it's really good if you diversify your retirement. Safeguard your wealth with gold before it's too late. Now's the perfect time to open a gold IRA with Birch Gold, and you can get free silver if you do that, shipped right to your door. So for every $5,000 you invest, you can get a free silver American Eagle coin. And best of all, there's no out-of-pocket cost. So convert your IRA or your 401k into a tax-sheltered precious metals IRA by December 20th. Do it by then, and they're going to send you the free silver coin directly to you. So text the word chicks to 989898 for a free info kit. There's no obligation. Just do that by December 20th. They're going to help you convert that IRA or that 401k. Text 989898 to receive that free gold kit. Do it today. Okay, what is next? Some appointments that Trump did over the long weekend. Charles Kushner, Jared's dad, he is now U.S. ambassador to France.
What do you think about these? Like the whole ambassador to X countries? You know, like, is it a big deal ambassadorship? Is it a big deal appointment, or is it more of a like
Kush? It's a total Kush gig.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought too. But I think
I think ambassadorships are total Kush. I would love that. I would love to be an ambassador. I'd love to be an ambassador to like Italy and go eat pasta and like hang out. I mean, seriously, let's everybody get real. A lot of these are kind of Kush. I mean, maybe to some kind like he's the ambassador to France, or he will be. Kushner will be. And that's Jared's dad, right? That's Jared's dad. And then you got Massad Boulos. Am I pronouncing that right? I think I am. It's Tiffany's father-in-law. And he is going to be the senior advisor to the president on Arab and Middle Eastern affairs. Now, that I think is a little more serious.
That seems kind of meaty.
That is definitely meatier. Yeah.
Okay.
That's who and I feel like that guy, because he says he's an accomplished lawyer and highly respected leader in the business world. He's got extensive experience on the international scene. He's done, and he's Lebanese born. He's a Greek Orthodox Christian. And he's been a senior advisor on Arab and Middle Eastern affairs. And then he's got he's got that guy, and then he's got Kash Patel, who we're going to talk about in a second. I love that he's putting all of these different people in positions who kind of they buck the whole he's a racist guy. Right. You know, I love that, because he's not. He never has been. You know, Trump has never been he's never been a racist. And that brings us to Kash Patel.
It's official.
It's official. I love this guy. You guys, I am so freaking excited about this guy. The FBI is so rogue. Everybody knows it. And he's going to solve that problem. I really, truly believe he's going to solve it. And there are a lot.
If he's confirmed. Do we think he's going to get confirmed?
God, I hope so.
Because there's a lot of people that are not happy.
Right. We've got several clips. So we can just start with the first one. Here's the first one of just him talking about the FBI and whatnot.
I love that.
And he's not wrong, but you're right. This is why a lot of people will be like, I don't want him to do it, because they're afraid of somebody like him that's going to come in and be a disruptor. You know,
but all the people there's so many people that are like, he's not qualified. You look at this guy's resume. There's no better resume to have as a prospect of head of the FBI than Kash Patel's resume. So the people that are trying to say he's unqualified are just They're just hateful jerks that are
Yeah,
just
but
mad that he's the pick.
Comey and Ray didn't work at the FBI before they actually worked at the FBI. So F you. You know what I mean? Like, this is the thing. This whole like, well, he's never worked there, so he shouldn't have this position. Whatever. I don't care.
It needs to be an outsider. I think that makes it he's even more qualified.
Exactly. And all the things that he just said about going in there and all these people that are there just to get the cush jobs and to get the, the payouts or whatever, they're there for the wrong reasons. And I love what he's talking about, how many people are in there and that don't need to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what exactly do you do here?
I know he's like not just the FBI director pick, but also kind of DOGE.
Yeah.
So it's like he brings that DOGE attitude to the role.
Yeah. And I love how he wants to declassify stuff. And that's what this clip is about.
Kash, I know you're probably going to be head of the CIA, but do you believe that you can deliver the goods on this in a pretty short order the first couple of months so we can get rolling on prosecutions?
Yes, we got the bench for it, Bannon, and you know those guys. I'm not going to go out there and say their names right now so the radical left-wing media can terrorize them. But, excuse me, the one thing we learned in the Trump administration the first go-around is we got to put in all-America patriots top to bottom. And we got them for law enforcement. We got them for intel collection. We got them for offensive operations. We got them for DOD, CIA, everywhere. And the one thing we will do that they never will do is we will follow the facts and the law and go to courts of law and correct these justices and lawyers who have been prosecuting these cases based on politics and actually issuing them as lawfare. We will go out and find the conspirators, not just in government, but in the media. Yes, we're going to come after the people in the media who lied about American citizens, who helped Joe Biden rig presidential elections. We're going to come after you. Whether it's criminally or civilly, we'll figure that out. But yeah, we're putting you all on notice. And Steve, this is why they hate us. This is why we're tyrannical. This is why we're dictators, because we're actually going to use the Constitution to prosecute them for crimes they said we have always been guilty of, but never have.
Oh, damn.
Oh, damn.
I know. I love it so much. God, he has to make it through.
We'll see.
Because it will just change everything in this country. It'll make
But
it
also,
right.
because Christopher Wray is the current director and like he has a term or whatever. I mean, I know Trump can fire him and he obviously intends to, but that's the other thing, right? Like people are bitching about the fact that Christopher Wray, there's no reason to fire him. He's in the midst of a term, blah, blah, blah. And there's so many arguments about Kash Patel that I'm hearing, just like they are about every single cabinet pick. Like people are upside down with everyone that he has chosen. Everyone.
Well, they're upside down because it's a reckoning at this point.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're facing, and they hate it. And one of the people that hates him is Andrew McCabe, and he's on CNN talking about him right here.
Jeffrey Epstein's.
Oh no, that's not it. I'm sorry, wrong one.
Blocking.
It's okay. You can go ahead and play it. Sorry, wrong clip.
Black Book?
Black Book.
FBI.
But who? That is that. I mean, there's.
Oh, that's under direct control of the director of the FBI. Just like the manifesto from the Nashville school shooting of the Catholic school. We still haven't seen that, right? It's not the Nashville police or PD saying we don't want this out. The FBI airmailed into that operation and said this is not getting out. Because they do that because this is another government gangster operation. All these local law enforcement communities get funding from the DOJ and FBI for local programs. And if you don't cooperate, you're not getting your $1 million for this, and you're not getting and that's a lot of money to these local districts. That's how they play the game. That's why you don't have a black book.
But the black book, it's not just sitting. I mean, that's Hoover power times 10.
And to me, that's a thing I think President Trump should run on. On day one, roll out the black book. And not just that. On day one, roll out all of the text messaging communications we were told were deleted. On day one, play the rest of the video of the pipe bomber. On day, one of the reforms I talk about in government gangsters is you need a central node to be continuously declassifying. This is another thing they do. They overclassify. And I'm telling you, as a former number 2 in the IC, they overclassify 50% of the stuff there to protect the deep state. Oh no, you can't see that. Nothing to see here. Gina was a master at it, of doing it. And we still haven't seen half of the Russiagate report that we wrote. Still under lock and key. on how the ICA was originally constructed. We put 10,000 man hours against John Brennan's team that did it, and we found out why they came up with their bogus conclusion. But we couldn't sell it to the world because we couldn't talk about it, and the government gangsters came in and buried it.
See, that's the thing, is that we pay for all these people. We should have transparency in all of this stuff.
Yeah. Well, and isn't it interesting too, because the whole thing with the pardoning Hunter Biden too, it's because Kash Patel is the guy. And Joe Biden is freaking out about all the investigations that Kash could lead into the Biden family. That's one reason he pardoned him this early, because there was think about it, like now we're talking about it. The rest of the media is talking about how Joe Biden pardoned Hunter. He knows that everyone is going to say, everyone's going to point to the fact that Joe Biden said over and over for the past several months, I'm not going to pardon him. I'm not going to commute a sentence. I'm not going to pardon him. And now everyone's saying he went back on his word. He's a big fat liar. And why would he put himself through that now when he could have waited until January 19th or January 20th and pardoned him with like a whole slew of other people all on a big list where it wouldn't have been as big of news? It's because he's so nervous about Kash Patel.
Oh my God. He along with a gajillion other people are shitting themselves today. Because of Kash Patel. And I'm sorry, I got this out of order, but I think this one is now Andrew McCabe on CNN.
For the men and women of the FBI, and also for the nation that depends on a highly functioning, professional, independent Federal Bureau of Investigation. The fact that Kash Patel is profoundly unqualified for this job is not even like a matter for debate.
Oh my God.
So I think what we should really be thinking about right now is, what does this signal in terms of Donald Trump's intent for the FBI?
Well, we know
the installation, or the nomination, I guess we should say at this point, of Kash Patel as FBI director can only possibly be a plan to disrupt, to dismantle, to distract the FBI, and to possibly use it as a tool for the president's political agenda.
Oh my God!
No, that's what's been
as an
happening.
organization, we know what that
these people
looks like. This country has been there before.
Yeah, we know what it looks like, because that's what he's been doing for the past couple of years. We know what it looks like, Andy.
How do they say that? How do they not hear the words that are coming out of their face?
It's all pure projection. And they talk about like the FBI. What is it? They have like 30,000 employees or something. Is that right? 30,000.
I don't even
know.
Is that right? That's insane.
They won't have that soon. Because I think that's part of the point, is they want to pare it down. They want to like make, they got to cut the fat on a lot. Like again, with the DOGE.
Yeah.
They need to go in there and he's going to say, what exactly do you do here? That's part of it. They're crapping their pants just because of that alone. And then then they can get into the corruption part of it.
Right.
Because there's that too. But my God, so many of these people just have these cush jobs. They're just sitting around like in the Hoover building, right? He's like, you need to get out and you need to go be cops, because that's what you are. Go do your job. And if you can't do your job, go find something else to do.
Yeah.
They're crapping for so many reasons. So that's that. I think Bill Barr is another person that hates this guy.
Really?
And
Special housing unit of federal lockup in Manhattan.
How do we know he was murdered?
Oh, well, look into it, dude.
This is Epstein.
We did a whole segment on it on my show. Nobody cared.
I'm going to watch it after.
You should. It's beyond belief. And I'm very skeptical of any kind of conspiracy theory or whatever.
Why don't more people go after this, though?
We know that he was murdered because, well, for one thing, a friend of mine's one of the people who last talked to him on the phone the day he was killed. And he had a expectation of a bail hearing in 2 days. He thought he was getting out. He was not despondent at all. I talked to his lawyer, told me the same thing. They moved someone out of his cell. They put two people, one of whom was not even a full-time prison guard, on duty. None of the cameras trained on the cell worked. They were all out of it that night. They locked the front of the special housing unit that had 8 cells in it, but then they opened all the cells inside. So who was it? So I asked a really simple question, the Bureau of Prisons. Who were the other? So there are 8 cells, 16 minus his cell because he was alone. So that means there are 14 other inmates there that night. What are their names? Where'd they go? Some of them are transferred out right after. Who were these people? Can't tell you that. Really? You can't tell me that? Well, on the basis of what? Because some inmate at a federal prison's privacy concerns, like Trump telling, what are you even talking about? Meanwhile, the Attorney General of the United States under Trump, Bill Barr, issues a statement being like, no, it's totally. Bill Barr lied. There's no question that Bill Barr, he clearly suspected Epstein was murdered, but stopped the investigation into it. I went and read Bill Barr's book in which he explains all this, and it's like complete bullshit and transparent bullshit. So I have no idea why the Attorney General of the United States would be lying about this, but there's literally no question that he did. I know him. So Bill Barr's super nice guy. We reached out to Bill Barr like, hey, why don't you come on and explain why you lied about Jeffrey Epstein's death? No.
Sorry, his voice has cracked me up. So Bill Barr, he was talking about Bill Barr and Epstein. I just think it's really interesting that Bill Barr hates this pick. Why would he hate that pick? Well, I mean, Tucker gives you insight into why he hates that pick. And there's just so much shadiness in our government, you guys. There's so much stuff that goes on behind the scenes. I just get it out there. You know what I mean? Like, just expose everything and just let us see it. Let us see all the nastiness and the corruption and get it all out there and just suck the poison out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because then at least the names, whoever is associated with the corruption, it's over. You know what I mean? The names are out. We can just get rid of them and start fresh and like maybe restore some trust in our institutions.
Yeah.
Because we need it.
Yeah, because so many of us, me included, have no trust in our government.
Zero faith.
Zero
faith.
Right. Quickly, I want to talk about Omaha. And we're gonna talk about DOGE in a second, but I want to talk about Omaha steaks. I ate so many fillets over the break. It was out of control. You guys, Omaha is the best. If you're looking for a hard to buy for a person on your list, this is not okay. They have perfect gifts starting at $89.99. Easy, convenient gift for you. You can save 50% site-wide at omahasteaks.com during the Christmas buying season. I mean, just Mock loves their seafood. I'm a filet girl through and through, but she's all about the seafood, which a lot of people don't even know that they have, but they do. They also have really great sides, steak fries, all sorts of like risotto cakes, yummy desserts. Favorite. They have everything. Everything's backed by their unconditional 100% money back guarantee. Everybody loves their stuff. And a lot of people won't buy it for themselves, which is ridiculous because you should, but it's a wonderful gift to give to people. So visit omahasteaks.com, save 50% off. This is a great deal during the Christmas gift buying season. Promo code CHICKS, that's 50% off, omahasteaks.com, and you get an extra $30 off with promo code CHICKS. You guys do it. People will be very happy with you. Let's talk about DOGE.
Let's talk about DOGE, baby.
Okay, so most federal workers after COVID, they never came back to work after COVID.
They're just working from home.
Right. So this guy's breathing is, I can't remember what this guy's name is. I should know that. I'm sorry.
Is this the guy that was on Tucker? Or I'm sorry, Rogan?
It was on Rogan. Yeah.
I think it's like Mark Andreessen.
Thank you. It's Mark Andreessen. Yes.
He's got a very weird breathing pattern.
I was just going to say his breathing is a little off-putting, but the information here is just freaking awesome. And it's concerning. It's really concerning because he's talking about how yeah.
But they won't. They won't audit. Why would they do that? Because the bosses are all doing the same freaking thing.
Of course. Yeah, they are. Okay, so I was yesterday years old when I found out what a mouse wiggler was. I mean, this is how naive I am because I don't do this, okay? But there is such thing as a mouse wiggler. You guys.
Oh my God.
I mean.
Oh my God.
Can you even?
I cannot.
I know, right? And so to make it worse, the IRS is begging for $20 billion more dollars.
They can suck it.
I know they can suck all the bowls, right? But this is the thing that's going to drive you guys crazy, though. But okay, so they want $20 billion more dollars, but a crap ton of people who work there owe tens of millions of dollars, but they're never going to have to pay it back because they work at the IRS. You know, and I think it was Joni Ernst who actually found that out. I thought that was pretty interesting. We have a video on that.
An audit pushed by Iowa Senator Joni Ernst found more than 800 IRS employees still owe millions in back taxes. So let's turn to Fox Business's Grady Trimble, who is here in person in studio. Tell me about this. What's going on?
So Senator Ernst is calling these employees who work for the IRS tax evading tax collectors. The IRS admitted in a letter to her that at one point more than 2,000 employees owed more than $12 million in taxes. As of the letter dated November 8th, 860 employees still hadn't paid up. On top of that, at the time of the original investigation over the summer, some 1,700 contractors of the IRS had balances due, totaling more than $17 million. And since then, only 600 of them have paid up. And that's where DOGE comes in, the Department of Government Efficiency, not only about cutting waste, but also about making sure people are paying their taxes. Vivek Ramaswamy says this is another example of rules for thee, not for me. And he's working with Senator Ernst, who is head of the Senate DOGE caucus.
I sat down with Vivek Ramaswamy this last week, provided him with a blueprint of $2 trillion of savings nearly immediately. That those that are pushing against cutting this waste out are usually the fat cats that are actually enjoying this government waste.
Yeah.
So in fairness, we should point out more than 96% of IRS employees and contractors are tax compliant. But Edward, here's another staggering number for you. It's not just IRS employees who aren't paying their taxes when they're due. Across the federal government, federal employees owed around $1.5 billion in unpaid taxes.
Oh, that's nice.
Wow.
Isn't that nice? That's really
Wow.
nice. Yeah. And then something else that I thought was really interesting in an article that I read over the weekend, I think it was from Business Insider. The federal government is the largest employer in the United States, paying more than 2 million civilian workers. That shouldn't happen. They should never be the largest employer. Okay. Like that's just simply crazy. Like they shouldn't be that big. It's crazy. That was not supposed to happen. Our founders are rolling in their graves. They're spinning at this point. Okay. And then the Departments of Veterans Affairs, Homeland Security, and Defense are among the top employers. And the average working salaries are $100,000.
And aren't these the people that are impossible to fire? Like the protections or whatever that Mark Andreessen was talking about, everything, it becomes so bureaucratic and red tapey that it becomes impossible to fire any of the people that are sitting around doing nothing but like having professional mouse wigglers.
Right. And making six figures being a mouse wiggler. But here's the clincher. I thought this was really interesting, going back to the whole working at home thing. This is a quote: requiring federal employees to come to the office 5 days a week would result in a wave of voluntary terminations that we welcome. Yeah, because if federal employees don't want to show up, American taxpayers shouldn't pay for them, right? In the post-COVID era. But they're saying that because these people don't want to go into an office again, that a lot of them will be like, well, I guess I'll leave. But I also thought this was interesting. Musk at a town hall in this past October, he said he would consider giving laid off workers up to 2 years severance, which I think is
2 years?
2 years. I talked to my husband about that yesterday. That's freaking generous.
Oh my God.
But if you think about it, it's probably cheaper for us to pay these people 2 year severance than to have them hanging on and just be doing nothing for the next 20 freaking years. Give them severance, GTFO, go find another job. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. But 2 years, I mean, isn't that 2 year severance is like a 2 year vacation, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
These people, and if they bitch and moan about that, oh my God.
Well, and if there's people there, because I do imagine that there's going to be interviews like with the DOGE people who go in and literally say, just like in Office Space, what is it that you say you do here? The people that are nervous about those meetings are the very ones that should be the first to go. If you are productive, and I'm sure that there are people that are super productive, that are doing things that are very, very important. The problem is that we don't need nearly as many of them as we have.
No.
And so if there are productive people that are able to say, look at this like plethora of results that I've accomplished this week, then they do not need to worry.
Right.
But there's way too many people that are sitting around doing absolutely jack shit.
And when was the last time? Listen, I've never been fired from a job, but when was the last time that you got fired from a job and got 2 years
Oh my God.
severance? I mean, come on. Oh, it's pretty generous. So yeah. And then Elon Musk, he was asked if the IRS should be deleted after the agency's asking for 20 billion. And he's like, well, maybe we should consider that. So, I mean, the IRS is skating on thin ice right now.
Why are they saying that they need 20 billion more dollars? They've been awful. I mean, if it's for service, like if they're trying to say, well, that's so that we can answer people's phone calls. No, they don't get to say that, because you don't all of a sudden need $20 billion to do the bare minimum that this agency is supposed to have been doing for the past zillions of years.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous that they're the agency that wants to say, well, unless we get this $20 billion, we're not going to be able to do what exactly?
Exactly. Can we see an itemized list of what it is that you need 20 billion for? Exactly. Yeah, and we're the ones who give you gajillions of dollars.
I have a really easy way to like delete the department. Just implement a flat tax and get rid of the 10,000 pages of tax rules that there are right now and be done with it.
Yeah, boom. God, I know, right? This is exactly what we need to do. And even Herman Cain had it.
That's right.
That would have been great. That would have been awesome. Okay, moving on. Celebrities, they live on another planet, you guys. We got Ellen DeGeneres, first of all. She just want to let you know, she moved to the UK. I think we talked about this last week because Trump won, and she was like, I'm going to take my ball and I'm going to leave.
Hey, listen, at least she left. Most of them just say they are gonna, right?
Yeah,
and don't.
I think she left because she was scared of what was going to happen to her here in the States. I think
because of the P. Diddy stuff?
Yeah, I think there's stuff that I think she was actually afraid of stuff that was going to happen. And so she was like, I'm leaving. Well, her 43-acre property is now underwater. It
What
flooded.
do you mean?
It flooded. There was like it was surrounded by a lake, and there's all these, like there's torrential rain and winds, like 80 mile per hour winds and all this rain. And the moment that she and her wife got there, it went underwater. So karma.
Oh my gosh.
That happened to her. Just thought I'd let you guys know that happened.
Thanks.
Also, Jane Fonda doesn't know what the far left is. She was on Bill Maher's show, and she actually pretends, I think she's pretending, either that or she's dumb. She's really dumb. And she doesn't know that there's such thing as the far. She's never heard of men having babies, and Maher has to school her in this clip.
Oh my God.
Think the far left has gone so nutty on so many issues.
That's what they're being told.
That's what
by people like you.
Because it's true. You think the far left does nothing crazy?
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Oh, well then.
But I don't know. Who is the far left? What do you mean when you say far left?
I mean, I could give you a million examples.
Yeah, well, give me one.
Okay, the NAACP.
You think the NAACP is far left?
Could I finish my sentence?
Yes.
You asked me for an example.
Yeah.
The NAACP last year issued a travel advisory. You know, that's like the State Department does to go to, I'm sure when you went to Vietnam, they were advising you not to. There's a war on it.
I didn't talk to them. I don't have no.
I know, but you know a travel advisory.
Yeah.
Today we have them for very dangerous countries. You
Yeah.
know, don't go to North Korea. Don't go to Iran.
Yeah.
You know where they issued a travel advisory for black people not to go?
Yeah.
Florida. Every day there's stories like that that just makes people roll their eyes and go,
God, she's an idiot.
Are you people nuts? Even if they don't matter that much, I don't think one person listened to this and thought, I can't go to Florida. But they just suggest something to the average person, which I completely understand, which is, wow, do you people ever find anything that's ridiculous? Do you really think men can get pregnant? You know, that kind of stuff. And I understand that a trans woman can get pregnant. That's different than a man getting pregnant. And the way they sort of insist on blurring that line is if that's some sort of reasonable social cause, as opposed to just being for having full rights, respect, and protection for trans people. We get that.
So I've never heard about men getting pregnant. I've never heard about this argument. It must be some part of what you call the far left that is so minuscule that I, who am...
No, Jane,
What?
it's not minuscule. And
No,
I'm sorry,
Jane.
you can't throw this back on us.
You ignorant
I
slut.
assume it's because you are locked into
Oh my
media that just never wants anyone in their audience to know anything sketchy about the blue team.
Well,
and that's...
I mean, I don't know. I read 2 papers, and I maybe I don't. I should watch Fox News.
No,
I guess.
I don't watch that. That's too far.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Wasn't that interesting? Wasn't that just like, it's these people, she is the reason that they lost. People like her. Like,
because they don't hear themselves talk.
Zero self-awareness, completely clueless, live in a bubble, doesn't look at anything around her. She's like, there is no such thing as the far left.
You're
is
an
idiot. Oh my God. You're an idiot.
Oh my gosh.
So that happened.
But she looks great. She looks great.
Yeah, a lot of people say she looks a little gray to me. She looked a little gray.
Like just complexion wise?
Yeah, she looked kind of gray. And that maybe it was just the lighting.
It could have been the lighting.
Yeah, it's probably the lighting and his little pot lair that he has there.
It's got a reek down there. Oh my God.
So gross. That place is gross. Also, Alyssa Milano, she leaves X and she went to Blue Sky. Remember when she was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to leave. She said that on The View. She was like, I'm never going to leave because then they win because this is like a turf war. Remember when she said that on The View? Yeah, she left because she's an idiot. And remember how she used to be like, oh my God, the kids in cages. And I'm so concerned about that. And now that there are 300,000 kids that have been trafficked, women and children that have been trafficked. Not a peep from her. She's very quiet. It's so weird. So weird how she's so quiet. Anyway, I think we have a clip from her. We have a clip.
I'm so annoyed with all of these billionaires, with like the exception of a few, Elon Musk, like you buy Twitter to destroy it for $40 billion, right? $40 billion. Elon Musk, imagine if he donated that money to UNICEF. I know. Yeah. He would change the world. There would be no hunger. He could go in his pocket and donate that money.
Oh my God, he did change the world.
Right.
He did. Thank God.
Thank God he bought Twitter. Thank God he did. Because otherwise, I don't even know where free speech would be. I think it would be done. We would be done. And Blue Sky is like, it's not a place for pedophiles. Isn't that like where they're all flocking?
Apparently they are having some problems over there with the pedo people.
Surprise!
Yeah.
That's where the left is.
And you apparently you cannot say a contrary word to the leftist, whatever, especially when it comes to issues of transness or whatever. You immediately get kicked off. I'm just there to lurk. Like, I'm just there to watch all the crazy. And it is just, at least on X, like I see the crazy leftist viewpoints because they're allowed there.
Right.
On Blue Sky, that's all it is, because you won't ever see conversation with righties because they immediately get banned or censored.
Because they don't like free speech. Surprise, they don't like free speech over there. And X likes free speech. They allow it.
Yep.
This is difficult, you guys. Also, Sharon Stone thinks you're a stupid teenager. Behold.
Italy has seen fascism. Italy has seen these things. You guys, you understand what happens. You have seen this before.
Oh
my country is in its adolescence. Adolescence is very arrogant. Adolescence thinks it knows everything. Adolescence is naive and ignorant and arrogant. And we are in our ignorant, arrogant adolescence.
Speak for yourself, lady.
We haven't seen this before in our country. So Americans who don't travel, who 80% don't have a passport, who are uneducated, are in their extraordinary naivete. What I can say is that the only way that we can help with these issues is to help each other. Now, we can't just say that women should help women, because that's the only way we have survived so far.
What is she talking about?
Oh, we must say that good men must help good men, and those good men must be very aware that a lot of your friends are not good men.
Okay.
And you can't continue to pretend that your friends are good men when they are not good men.
Is she Kamala's speechwriter?
She is.
And you
She
must
totally
be very
is.
clear-minded.
Look at the guy next to her. He's like, I've lost interest
your
in this broad.
friends who are not good men are dangerous, violent men. And you have to keep them away from your daughters, your wives, and your girlfriends. Because this is a time when we can no longer look away when bad men are bad.
I think it's mercifully over. I think it's over. It's
I
mercifully
have
over.
no idea what she just said.
And it will come as no surprise to you that she is in fact alone. This is the thing. A lot of these women, she hates men. Like, she's talking about men, like, for some reason, and because that perpetuates the whole like toxic masculinity and men are bad in America and men are stupid, and like being conservative is a bad thing. And somehow, like, because I am not a celebrity and you guys are not celebrities, and we're not as well traveled as her, I'm stupid. Like, she's such an elitist hag is what she is. And again, this is why they lost, because they talk down to people. She's trying to be up here. She's talking down to people. No self-awareness, zero self-awareness.
But you could see, just like when Kamala would ever talk about anything ever, they believe that the things that they're saying are so deeply profound. You know what I mean?
Right.
You could just see it on her face that she's so like pleased with herself about what she's saying, even though none of it makes a lick of sense.
Right. And Sharon Stone has probably not bought her own groceries in like 20 years. Suck it, Sharon.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Speaking of weirdos, weird liberal women, Doug Emhoff's daughter is not real. She's not real. Yeah. I don't think she's real.
She's weird.
Yeah.
What did she do?
They really just understood my style and my whole ethos of sustainability. What has been the biggest influence on your style? Most of my inspiration is like objects. I'm a collector. I have like tchotchkes all over my apartment. Same. It's a problem. No, exactly. I'm like, why do I need another figurine? Because they're cool. So like, these are all yours? No, these are Coach. Oh, okay. These are mine.
Oh, what has it been like for you, this whole thing? Like, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling happy to be here and just celebrate fashion, celebrate Stuart. And honestly, this feels like wrong.
I'll be rooting for you and your family, and we're so like honored. And you're an absolute beacon, bright light. Love it.
Oh my God.
She's a beacon, you guys. She's a bright light. She's a model, according to liberals. She's a model.
What? Why? I don't understand who
And
thought,
the spider
who looked at
earrings?
her and said, you know what she should be?
A model. Yeah.
She should be a model. She should be an icon of fashion.
Right. But let's not put Melania on the cover of Vogue. No.
Yeah, that
this
doesn't
is
make
how
any
upside down things are in our country.
Somebody said, I have been reburdened.
Just reburdened. Yeah. So that is your role model for liberal girls right there. And it should explain a lot of things.
Thank you.
Right there. Okay. The last celebrity weirdness, we have George Clooney. Okay. So Radar Online is saying that he's furious that he was manipulated by Barack Obama into supporting Kamala. He was manipulated. He was a key participant in the coup to push Joe Biden out, right? So it's reported that he's now said to have expressed outrage at being manipulated by Obama into lobbying for her. Can you believe that? He was manipulated. But remember this clip? Look at this clip, you guys. Look at him.
Do you support mandatory vaccines on the process?
I support mandatory vaccines, period. I think every company should do it.
Listen, I don't care. To me, it's really simple. We can look out for one another and take care of one another, or we can not. It's that simple. And all the people who want to talk about their independence and their freedom, you're free to leap until you fall down the stairs, but you're not free to drive. The minute your freedom infringes on everyone else's, then it stops. And so I believe very much in mandating that, as we did with polio, as we do with measles and mumps and everything else when a kid wants to go to school. And we'll get there. It'll take some time.
Oh my God. Well, we didn't mention that DEA pick, the cabinet pick for DEA, some guy named Chronister, who's awful, absolutely awful. And he also has a history of saying just that kind of stuff about COVID. And he's been super weird about celebrating Pride. And this is Trump's pick for the DEA. And people are not happy.
And the Surgeon General last week, we talked about her. That chick, cannot stand her. I played like 5 clips on how much I cannot stand her. And she was a terrible pick.
But at least she's come back around and said, I messed up on a lot of the COVID stuff.
I don't care.
This DEA guy has not. He is a tyrant. And I don't understand that pick at all, why Trump has chosen him.
Yeah, I think he could have picked anybody else but that Surgeon General lady. She was, and I don't, like, the clip after clip after clip after clip, she was like lockstep with she's like, Fauci's great. I love Fauci. Worst pick ever.
He's still got some amends to make when it comes to COVID.
When it comes to COVID, like that, like he could have picked Ben Carson.
Yeah. Or Latipo, the guy from Florida.
Right. Like, it's like, why did you pick that broad?
Yeah.
The worst pick ever. Yeah, it's so awful. Anyways, this is, you guys, if you want to see how I see celebrities, this is how I see celebrities. How?
Who's having a good time? I am, baby.
This is how.
Why am I still up here?
Yeah.
Why must I
Madonna.
work so hard?
Oh my God.
That's how I see them. All of them.
Oh my God.
All right, we have to talk about rough greens. I have some rough greens.
I do not have any.
We're gonna talk about dogs.
Oh my God.
You guys, you care about your nutrition. You have to care about your dog's nutrition, your dogs and your kitty cats. Because they're not getting all the stuff that they need and they're dried, disgusting dog food. Would you want to eat that every day? I know I wouldn't. So I always sprinkle a little happiness. I sprinkle this happiness on their dog food every single day. You can go to roughgreens.com and try this stuff. You can do it for free. You can get a Jumpstart trial bag. It's a $20 value for free. You just got to cover shipping. Rough Greens and Meow Greens. It's not food. It's just like a little powder supplement. You can sprinkle a little bit on your dog's or your cat's food, and it has all the good stuff in it. It has like all the vitamins, the minerals, has all sorts of yummy stuff in there, like enzymes, probiotics, omega oils, everything. And it brings your dog's food to life. So you can get Rough Greens, Meow Greens for cats. Go to roughgreens.com, enter promo code CHICKS, get a Jumpstart trial bag, which is a $20 value. You guys will love this stuff because you will see a difference in your dogs and your cats. Get it for free. Just cover the shipping. That's roughgreens.com, promo code CHICKS. Chicks, do it. Okay, let's talk a little bit about immigration because we have some immigration stuff. Here's a flashback for you. It's Hillary talking about immigration years ago.
I think we got to have tough conditions. Tell people to come out of the shadows. If they've committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked. They're gone. I
love it.
If they've been working and are law-abiding, we should say, here are the conditions for you staying. You have to pay a stiff fine because you came here illegally.
Wow.
You have to pay back taxes. And you have to try to learn English, and you have to wait in line.
That's weird.
Interesting.
That's really weird. I totally agree with all of that. How's that for agreeing?
Was that AI? I don't understand.
It's just so weird how they've changed. And now they're like, come on in, and we'll give you all sorts of free shit. So bizarre. Okay, so Democrats now are like Senator Alex Padilla, I think that's how you pronounce his name, in California. He wants to use taxpayer dollars to cover legal fees for criminal illegal aliens who are facing deportation.
A conflict unless that's what Trump wants.
The governor has called a special session that will convene this week to set aside money to battle the Trump administration. Will some of that money also be set aside to protect migrants and undocumented immigrants in California as they seek either legal advice or continued legal financial backing to support their efforts to stay within California and the United States?
Yeah. Again, if the first Trump administration is any indicator, we know that there will continue to be a lot of fear in communities, and communities that deserve to know what their rights are and what their rights are not. And so if it's legal assistance, legal advice, legal support, that's just the California way. We embrace our diversity. Our diversity is what's made our communities thrive and our economy thrive. And so we will assist families against the threats of the Trump administration.
I mean, I wonder how a lot of like the conservatives in California feel about that, because I have kids that live there and they're like, I don't want to pay for that crap. I don't want to pay for criminals. I don't want to pay for the legal fees of criminals. It's not the California way. I mean, it's such bullcrap. So Tom Homan,
well, especially when they talk about the rights of these illegals.
Right.
What about the rights of the citizens of this country to be protected from an invasion by illegals? What about our right to have sovereignty, for crying out loud?
And criminals, do they have rights? Do you have?
I mean, well, they do.
But what kind of rights? Seriously, do you have? Okay, you have a right for me to pay for you. I have to pay for that. I have to.
Well,
pay
that's
for
a bunch of BS.
Right. It's asinine, is what it is. So Tom Homan, he has something to say about Alex. I mean, like people like Alex. We're going to get to that in a minute. But first, there's a reason that we've had this invasion. And we've talked about this over the past, couple of years. We've talked about this, where we think that it's on purpose with purpose. And the UK Prime Minister said the truth out loud. His name is UK Prime Minister, I think it's Keir Starmer. Mm-hmm. And he admitted that Western leaders have been running an open borders experiment. We have a video on that.
Is an explanation. Because a failure on this scale isn't just bad luck. It isn't a global trend or taking your eye off the ball. No, this is a different order of failure. This happened by design, not accident.
Really?
What?
Policies were reformed deliberately to liberalise immigration. Brexit was used for that purpose, to turn Britain into a one-nation experiment in open borders. Global Britain. Remember that slogan? That is what they meant. A policy with no support, and which they then pretended wasn't happening.
Yeah, every Western country was hit at the same time. It's like that 2030 agenda crap.
Mm-hmm.
And it's orchestrated. And we were part of it. I mean, the thing is that we're the last remaining beacon on the hill. And I thank God that Trump was elected, because I feel like at least he can try to turn it around. You know, we've got the right people in place. He's appointing the right people. We're the last. We're it. We're the only hope. We are literally like Obi-Wan. You know,
his election was like the bullet that he dodged. You know, that dodged his ear. We dodged a major bullet by getting him elected.
Without question.
Can you imagine already how much worse things would be in a Kamala president?
Oh my God.
I can't even stand to think about it.
Right.
It's a nightmare.
It is a nightmare. And, you know, and listen, even young people are starting to get it. This is a video, just a young person that she understands. She gets it.
If I illegally crossed another country's borders, decided to start a family, and then their leadership changes and I get caught, why are they expected to now feel bad for me? I understand having compassion for those sad stories out there, and I'm not here for families getting torn apart. But if you came here under false pretenses and now you get caught and you're not here legally and you get sent home, why do I have to feel bad for you? You don't feel bad that people here who work every day and pay taxes haven't been able to afford gas or groceries or car payments or rent or a mortgage. People can't even afford to get their own house, and you guys just get to walk in here and get stuff handed to you on our backs. You don't feel bad? What if Americans walked into your country and started demanding housing and demanding food vouchers because what you were already supplying us with for free wasn't good enough? All I'm saying is the entitlement is getting a bit too out of hand, and that's exactly why Trump and Homan are going to step in. This country needs a harsh dose of reality, and that's what we're about to get.
That's right.
I love it.
I'm so ready for the harsh dose of reality. I'm ready for it.
Same.
And Tom Homan is not messing around. Here's Tom Homan.
Have to help us, but they need to get the hell out of the way because we're coming. We're going to do it. Which means if I got to send twice as many resources to that sanctuary city, twice as many agents, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I've been saying for the last several days that they need to study the law. They cannot help, but don't impede us. And don't cross certain lines. There's a statute under Title 8 United States Code 1324 that talks about harboring and concealing an illegal alien. Knowingly harboring and concealing an illegal alien from ICE. They need to read that statute and become familiar with it, because if they cross that line, there will be consequences. So, look, we're prepared to take action, but I hope they come to the table and realize we are prioritizing the worst of the worst first. Help us do that. Help yourself make your community safer. That's what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you want to have a safe community? This is what I
love
don't
him so much.
Yeah, I know.
I love him.
I know. I can't wait. I can't wait for January. You know, I don't want to fast forward time, but I do in this particular case. And I want everybody to stay safe. You know what I mean? I just want Trump to stay safe, and RFK and all of these, and Elon, all these people. I just want them to stay safe, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, we've still got the whole month of December and most of January to get through before Trump is even inaugurated officially. When I think about that, it just makes me so nervous for the safety of everybody.
Right. And the inauguration, I just want everything to just be safe.
Yeah.
You know? All right. And speaking of safety, Libs continue to be completely insane.
What?
Yeah. So we've got like a nice montage here of all the crazy. I just have put together like sort of a mishmash of some crazy liberals for you guys. The first one is this chick who, again, like last week I showed one, I think it was a dude he was inciting an insurrection. Here's a woman that's doing it.
This message is for my president, Joe Biden, and I probably speak for millions of Americans in this country. Please, Joe, please, 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 please use your immunity now to do whatever you can to make sure that this selfish, narcissist, lying traitor never becomes a dictator and does not have the ability to take away things from the American people that we have contributed to for decades. Please, Joe, use the immunity that was implemented basically for the one that's always above the law. Use it now to your advantage and for the American people. Things happen for a reason. Please, Joe, do us a big favor and do what you can to protect us now.
Like, what does
that mean?
I know, right? Like, what does she think that he's capable of doing? And she's like, what? Lady, like, lay off of the spiders on your eyes.
Your window is blinding me.
I know. I'm happy that the sun is shining, but my God, it's like, what is going on out there? I'm going to have to get some darker blinds or something.
Are they closed?
They're closed. My blinds are closed. I have the zebra blinds and they're closed. And that's the sun shining through. Like Texas is Texasing today.
It is bright today.
Yep. Joy Reid is having an aneurysm, you guys.
Oh no, I'm so upset.
She is. She's having an aneurysm.
What is happening here?
It's a meme.
It is a meme. The left can't meme, you guys. They can't do it.
What's happening? What's happening here?
She is melting down.
What is wrong with this woman?
A lot.
It's a meme.
She doesn't understand memes because they can't do. They have zero sense of humor on the left.
Lord.
Right. And this next one is super helpful. This one's really. I'm sure this is really helpful. These people, man. Look at her eyes. I mean, this is. She's solving lots of problems. She's solving all the problems by.
Yep. Everything's better now.
It is.
It's all good. All things are. It's
right.
fine. You helped. I'm helping.
Lady, blink. Oh, there's a blink. Good Lord. And I think that's a woman who's shaving her head.
Wow.
I think that's another woman.
They're
yeah.
still
Anyways,
doing this. The head
they're still the head shaving weirdos are still there. And also, your turkey is going to be $65 next year because of mass deportations. You guys.
Okay. Question.
Yes.
How much is turkey this year? I have no idea what that means.
No, because I went out to eat. We went out to eat for Thanksgiving, and so I actually, don't kill me, you guys, but I actually had I had a filet on Thanksgiving Day. Now I had all the other fixings. I had mashed potatoes. I had the casserole, all the other thing like stuffing and everything. But I had beef. My family all had turkey because
I think that's allowed. I mean, I think you're allowed.
You guys, the place that we went to, they had 4 options. One of the options was rabbit.
Oh my God.
You could have gotten rabbit.
Really? I couldn't eat a bunny. I don't think I could eat a bunny.
I mean, I didn't. Nobody at our table had bunny, but that was one of the options.
Can I just tell you that we did not get to have a normal Thanksgiving because
didn't?
I was so sick, and we were invited to this wonderful neighbor's house for Thanksgiving with a whole bunch of other neighbors, and I fully intended to go. I mean, I was excited to go, but I was sick as a dog and couldn't
do it.
And everybody, so we all stayed home because we didn't want to infect. We didn't want to bring that kind of sickness to anybody's house. But she brought us dinner. So she brought us Thanksgiving dinner after they finished up. She brought the whole spread. Sweet neighbor Melissa, man.
I'm sorry, Steve said, "Hey Daisy, you should get a turkey." And everybody's saying that rabbit is really good. Everybody's saying it's really good.
But they're so furry and sweet.
Okay, Marcia said that fresh 24-pound turkey is $115. Okay,
a 24-pounder? That's enormous.
That would feed
like 100 people, right?
That's a gigantic turkey. Yeah, I don't
even know what size.
Anyways, this weirdo, she's saying that your turkey's going to be a lot more expensive next year because of mass deportations. I don't understand the connection, but let's see if we can figure it out. You guys watch.
Okay.
The color of it kind of reminds me of somebody that you voted for. I don't know. It's just kind of difficult to enjoy the holidays when your country is slipping into fascism. Have a holly jolly, go fuck yourself.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to say that.
Next year that turkey's probably going to be $65 because of the mass deportations. Instead of buying you a Christmas present, I donated to the ACLU.
They're just going round and round.
Okay, so anyways. Oh, that was okay. So yeah. So I don't
wait, let me think about that for a minute.
Right.
I mean,
I don't know how
still, but
how do you connect I don't understand that.
If
I don't know.
You deport tons of people,
right.
Turkey is more expensive because
of mass deportations and Turkey. Yeah. The very people who are screaming fascism are the same people who want to control you. Like she's all of these people. And why are they always so pasty? Why? Get out of your house. Go touch grass. Get outside, lady. Get outside. Go be with
nature. Is there some sort of migrant turkey breeding operation that we've just been unaware of?
Just completely unaware of that. And then also liberals are having screaming events. Were you guys aware of this? This is happening.
Going round and round and round.
This is at Lake Michigan. They're going to start screaming. Here we go. And then some of them will actually get in the water. This is a primal scream event at Lake Michigan.
In reaction to Trump winning.
In reaction to Trump. These are adults, you guys.
Oh my God.
I know.
They're going to get in. They're like, oh, we're going to cleanse ourselves of I don't know what.
They arranged this. They were like, Trump won, so we need a place to go scream.
The lady filming it's like, oh my God.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's And then there were actually people who supported Trump, like on the Hill, waving Trump flags, trying to trigger those people. And I'm like, those are my people.
I love that.
I know.
Scream
I love that.
harder. Cope and seethe, weirdos.
They're so freaking weird. Anyway, so that's happening all around the country. That was at Lake Michigan. Okay, so some final things. This is my absolute worst nightmare. You guys need to know. It's on a roller coaster. It's
truly a nightmare scenario for anyone on a roller coaster. The man tells me right as they were nearing the top of the ride before the drop, he heard a click and realized his lap bar unlatched. He had moments to decide what to do, and he decided to climb out.
This video showing a rider climbing out of a moving roller coaster just as it's about to drop.
It was a scary moment.
The person in the video, a man named Ricky, who didn't want to use his last name, but told us he was at the park with his family when they got on the double looping roller coaster called Desert Storm. He says the person operating it didn't check the lap bars to make sure they were fully secure before starting the ride. And he says as they were making their ascent, his unlatched.
No.
And then he said, he was like, I'm just glad it was me and not some 10-year-old kid.
Oh my gosh.
And
Same.
I guess
I'm so glad it was him too.
And that particular ride, I guess a couple years ago or just a while ago, it got stuck. You guys.
I mean, but honestly, like when they go around and they do the like obligatory lift up of the bar to make sure that it's in place, have you ever felt like reassured by that?
No, especially because the person checking it is like 15 and stoned.
Right, exactly.
Like, it's fine, man.
Yeah, it's fine. I heard a click. It's fine.
I can't. Anyways, all right. And this is one that Mock found. This is why the internet is awesome, you guys.
I don't remember this. Oh.
It's so great. This is why. You should like watch this while you take Calm Mood from HealthyCell. Right? It's the greatest. It's fantastic.
Somebody's house. This is just
that person playing though, that is some major talent to be able to play with that thing on your head. That's awesome. I need to apologize because I missed super stickers last week. You guys, I was out of here. I was trying to be with my kids and I was like, I'm out of here. Bye. And I just left without thanking people for super stickers last week. So I want to thank Alexandra. She said, hot take, liberal women who shave their heads to repel men are bullying women battling cancer and alopecia by calling them ugly. If they're for women, they wouldn't say that at all. So thank you, Alexandra, for that super sticker. Timothy Allen Bratcher said, y'all are cracking me up today. Happy Thanksgiving. Adam Noel said, hope y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank you, Chad, for stopping by and filling in. You have a new fan. It was very nice.
Aww.
Teresa Raimundo said, the AOC tiers are almost as good as the 30 million Maddow tiers and the tender age detention camps. 2 years old disgust me, but these are all just good people looking for a better life. I think she was referring to the 2-year-old. I don't know if you saw that little tiny 2-year-old that was at the border, that little girl. I don't know if you saw it. Insane. There was a 2-year-old that they found at the border and she was itty bitty and it was alone at the border. It was awful. Yeah, it was just awful. Teresa Raimundo, my hair has been short since I joined the Navy in 1983 and I retired in 2003. I'm not liberal and my husband still likes me despite my short hair. We had a whole discussion about short hair last week because a bunch of people were saying that it says that you're liberal if you have short hair. And I'm like, hello?
What? No, it's like short and blue.
Yeah, it was like a whole conversation. So anyways, I missed those. I'm really sorry, you guys. I'm sorry about those. And I'm going to make sure that we
have a Venmo too.
Do we have a Venmo? Okay.
From Karen Marisco, who says maybe then they can pay our men and women serving in our armed forces a better wage and take better care of veterans. You know, the ones who put their lives on the line to keep us safe. Love the chicks.
Thank you. And then we have some other ones here today. Robert Clark. Hey, who's the new hot blonde girl? Just kidding. We missed you and glad you're back.
Thank you.
The Great Gatsby said, regarding knee pain, look into Rooster Shot.
I've not heard of a Rooster Shot. I don't have an appointment until December 18th. So I'm basically walking around like Kaiser Sose until then. But
that totally sucks. TKJ214, thank you for the super sticker. Jill Smith, my husband works from home for DFAS and is a disabled veteran and works very hard. So some government workers do work when at home. Okay.
It's true. And
It's
we
true.
mentioned that. We mentioned y'all,
Mhm.
if you have something to show for your week,
Right.
when they come at you and say, what is it that you do? What is it that you do here? And you
Mhm.
have results, then awesome. Good on you. We need
Right.
more of you and less of everybody else that's a loser.
And also your husband should be mad at the people who are ruining it for him.
Exactly.
Because a lot of
right.
people are not working and they're making him look bad. So he should be mad at those people, not at me. Anyways, Teresa Raimundo, Jane Fonda reads 2 papers, but I am the uneducated one. Sharon Stone actually went to a previously fascist country to speak on fascism. She lost me at naivete. God. Thank you, Teresa. You guys,
man.
I'm so glad that Mock is back.
Well, and
He's back.
I hope to be back in my normal fashion by tomorrow. If not, it'll be the same setup tomorrow until I have internet. I'm really, really, really hoping that everything gets normal today.
We're hoping by sometime this week we'll be back to total normal. But this is we're easing back in to normalcy. But this is about as close to normal as we can get today. And we'll see where we're at tomorrow. We'll just see. We'll play it by ear. You guys, we hope you have a wonderful day. Let's bring it in. You know what? I have gifts. I got some gifts, but I'm gonna just I'll save those for tomorrow. I have some stuff on my desk and I got a couple things over the holidays, but we'll take care of those tomorrow. So if you guys sent me gifts, thank you for those. And I'll definitely recognize you tomorrow at the end of the show. Okay. You guys have a wonderful day and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye everybody.
Hello, beautiful people. This is the Chicks on the Right's Indian correspondent. Thank you for watching or listening. Be very sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all of their delicious content. Okay, thank you. Come again.